Hi, good morning. Welcome to this weekend's edition of the program. And we're happy to have back in our studios the Executive Director of Newport's Edward King House Senior Center. We just like to call it the Edward King House. Right? You make me feel so young. That's kind of the way we look at things when it comes to the Edward King House. Carmela Guerra is here. Carm, how are you?
Good morning, Art. I'm well, thank you. And you?
Nice to have you back on the program.
Thank you.
I'm doing fine, considering it's already August.
I know.
August.
Summer's almost over.
Well, listen, what I like to do sometimes, depending on the situation, when it's appropriate, obviously, and I think it is in this case, before we move forward and look at some stuff coming up and pass along some reminders to our listeners out there about, what's going on at the Edward King House, let's backtrack because just last week or the week before, was it, you brought back for the first time in like 40 years Newport Senior Week.
Absolutely.
Give us the recap. You had some great stuff going on.
Well, if I can take this opportunity to thank the people that made all of it possible, a huge thank you to the Preservation Society of Newport County and to Richard Sardella, who are two major sponsors for the entire week. The Preservation Society opened up their doors Monday through Friday of that week to any Edward King House current member, allowing them to visit and tour those beautiful homes for free during that week. And the folks from Atria who supported us with our ice cream social and our putt-putt day, which was a huge success. Florence Archibald, of course, our resident historian who gave her talk on the history of the Edward King family to start out the week. We had an open house and free tours of the King House on Tuesday of that week, and I was a little nervous in the beginning because our tours were running every half hour on the half hour. And the first, at 9 o'clock I had one individual, and at 9:30 I had two, and I thought, is this what the day is going to be like? Well, that was the last time it got quiet. By the time 10 o'clock rolled along, it was a hefty group of folks straight on through to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it was really great to share the history of the house with folks who were interested in knowing more about the mansion and its history. And many thanks to the folks from Home Instead. They conducted a Wheel of Fortune event for us, and we had a blast with that as well. And thanks to Ann Gardella and Carol Sorrow from our board of directors who helped me with our memorial tea and volunteer recognition, where we recognized Mary Williams and Teresa Trifero as our current longtime volunteers to the Edward King House, and Hilliard Huggins and Jean Brown were also recognized. They are past members who have since passed away this year. And so all of their families were in attendance for a beautiful Sunday afternoon at the Edward King House. And I think we can suffice it to say that Newport Senior Week is here to stay, and we'll be back again next July. It was exhausting, but so much fun from day 1 to day 7.
I bet. And when I kind of first heard about it, I didn't really grasp the fact that it had been gone so long. And, boy, I tell you, it sounded like it was a very nice revival, if you will.
Absolutely. And what was interesting was that the original concept for the Newport Holiday for Seniors, that's what it was originally called, was intended to bring seniors from the outside into Newport. It was intended to build, it was an economic development tool for the city itself. I kind of took a different bend on that, and that's why we changed the name to Newport Senior Week, because it was intended to celebrate our locals, our residents of Newport County, to give them a chance to do things on the island that they may not have ordinarily done before. And it gave us all a chance to remember that we are all, even though we're a tourist community, and especially this time of year, it's incredibly busy here, we still live here, and there's still so much for us to enjoy as well. So we kind of hope that we accomplished our intended outcome to put senior citizens in Newport County back on the map. And I think we did a pretty good job of it.
Ah, all right.
Yeah.
Listen, before we get into some things that are coming up throughout the month of August at the Edward King House, I had asked you something before we started the program off the air. about the membership, and you just want to clarify how the membership works. And I'll tell you, just for the sake of full disclosure, I became a member in December, and I got a reminder that my dues were due. And now just explain to people that it doesn't, if you join in December,
Right.
the membership runs through
June 30.
Okay.
So it does not, your anniversary date is not the day of which you joined. The program year for the Edward King House begins on July 1 and ends on June 30. It follows the standard fiscal year.
Yep.
Every single year. So regardless of whether you start in December or you start in September, your membership year, that year will end the following June 30. And there was a little confusion regarding that. We have a number of new members to the center, and it does state it plainly on your membership form. But indeed, there's a lot of information on that membership form. So, every so often it tends to miss the mark a little. So we're at the height of renewal right now. I can say sadly that it is now July 31st, and so the $25 rate has now gone up to $30. It will stay at $30 for the rest of the year. And just to add as well, if you were a new member that was coming to join in June or July, I would ask you to hold off and wait until in May or June, wait until the July start for the new year. I would never take a membership that late in the year to have you, re-up all over again 2 months later. But generally speaking, you want to do that early. And from here on end, when membership starts up in April of this current year for the following year, it'll be a $25 membership rate until July 30, and then on July 31st, it will go up to $30. So it's not intended to be a penalty. It's intended to be an incentive to get folks to come on board as new members
Sure.
or renewals early on in the year so that you don't miss a beat of all the wonderful stuff that's going on at the house.
And it is a bargain, I tell you, for 25 or 30, whatever the case may be. You can't go wrong. Give us some examples. What's coming up in August, Carm?
Well, I am incredibly excited actually to jump a month for just one moment because we're talking about membership. So
Sure.
I'd like to jump a month to September, and then we'll go back to August again. We are pleased to announce that this year the Edward King House will be hosting the Newport Circle of Scholars. Oh, wow. So when you become an Edward King House member, you automatically become a member of the Newport Circle of Scholars. It's just one more fantastic opportunity for senior citizens in Newport County. The blessing to the Newport Circle of Scholars is that they offer to the King House enrichment programming that's enriching of the mind. We have folks who will be coming in to do courses on the history of opera, on digital photography, on East Asian art, the Iraq, Iran, and Syria triangle. I mean, there's a wonderful scope of offerings that's being offered by the curriculum committee from the Newport Circle of Scholars. So we're very excited about that. No extra charge on the membership. There is a tuition charge just like there would be for any other class.
Sure.
And there is a member rate and a non-member rate, but class spaces are offered to members first before non-members. So just wanted to sneak that little announcement in there as the course catalog is going to be ready in the next week or so, and will be out in the mail to our members and will be posted online directly after that. Right. So thank you for that opportunity.
Okay.
Want to go back to the month of August now?
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so the month of August is a little bit quieter than most of our other months during the year because it's really our recharging of the battery month. But we certainly do have our classes that are starting to wind down for the summer session. We have a fantastic trip to the Newport Playhouse planned for August 17th, where we'll delight in their wonderful buffet. And we're going to see Murder at the Howard Johnsons, which I'm really excited about. I've been affiliated with the Playhouse for centuries, but this is one show I have never seen, so I'm really looking forward to that. And the time is running short now. We need to get all those folks who are interested in going to that event, their registrations in as soon as possible. And then the following Saturday, on the 23rd, we'll be taking the Save the Bay Lighthouse tour. Many of our members came to us and said that this fantastic tour exists and they'd really like to take it. And so we certainly do what our members are looking to do to enrich their lives. And we're looking forward to that on the 23rd, beginning at 10:30. Again, contact us at the Edward King House or take a look at our website, edwardkinghouse.org, for more information on that. And we're getting ready for our New York City trip. I'm so excited. I could jump up and down. So that's coming up for the Labor Day weekend. And in the meantime, the center will be closed the week of the 25th. We're doing a top-to-bottom cleanup of the mansion so that we can start the fall session brand spanking clean and lemony fresh.
Nice.
How's that?
And now you mentioned the Save the Bay Lighthouse. We should specify it's the Rose Island Lighthouse.
It's the Rose Island.
And I tell you something.
It's
I was
Southern Bay. Yep.
lucky enough to, back in the day when that restoration had just finished, and Charlotte Johnson was still their executive director. She took me over for a tour. And I don't know if they're still around or not, but they had some before and after pictures. What a job they've done over there. It's
Absolutely.
and just a fascinating history of that entire island, and the tie-in with Goat Island back when it was the old torpedo station days.
Right.
And
isn't that funny, too? There's such a wonderful history behind these gems that are connected to our wonderful island, and many of us who live here kind of take it for granted. We pass by it as we go back and forth over the bridge, for those of us who do go back and forth over the bridge. And we kind of, it's just always there, but not everyone knows the stories behind them and the history that connects them to, what is now a tourist attraction, but at one point in history, played a very important role.
Yeah, sure has.
Absolutely.
The lunch program is still going strong.
The lunch program, absolutely going strong. So a few reminders out there that our restaurant voucher program with IHOP is still going strong, a $5 voucher for individuals age 60 and over. Come on over to the King House and purchase one of those vouchers. They have a selected menu for the morning hours or the dinner time hours, not at lunchtime. But it gives you a chance to, get a really great meal from IHOP for a very little price. And it includes your drink, and what it doesn't include is your gratuity. But in addition to that is our fantastic lunch program that still continues to amaze me day in and day out. When I have the opportunity to participate in the lunch program, then I know that my meal later on in the day is going to be a little bit lighter because we eat so well. During the daytime lunch program, we serve lunch at noon every day. The calendar is posted on our website as well as in our newsletter. If you give us a call at any time, we're happy to tell you what it is that's going to be offered on any given day. The only thing that we do ask is that you do make your reservation 24 hours in advance, as we do not cook the meals on site. They are catered off-site and brought hot and ready to go in time for lunch.
And we should warn our listeners first, before you make your reservation, that the price for these lunches for those individuals 60 and older is a whopping $3.
Woo-hoo!
And if you're between the ages of 50 and 60, you got to shell out $5. So start save your pennies now. That is just for what you get.
Absolutely.
It is just
you get your super salad appetizer, so to speak, and then your entree, which is, you have a choice of a hot entree or a cold entree. And even if you order the cold entree, you still get the hot sides that go along with it, and then your dessert. So for $3, we offer you hot coffee, hot tea, and during the summer months, iced tea, iced lemonade, or water if you choose, and milk.
And great company,
really,
I might add.
Fantastic company. If you really want to hear the best stories ever told in the city of Newport, come to lunch at any one of our senior centers. And just, ask the proverbial question. So tell me about yourself.
Yeah.
And before you know it,
Sure.
The wonderful stories emanate.
Wasn't Charlie Baludi your father?
Yeah,
No, that was my uncle.
That was your
Mario
uncle.
was my.
That's right.
You get into those.
Absolutely.
And it's a blast. It really is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sure is.
But
lots of personal history, which is phenomenal to sit and listen to. And we've got members that have had experience with the CIA and international relations, and members who are part of the court system here in Newport County for years and years and years. Folks who are past city councilors, and folks who held farming positions or owned great pieces of land and sold them off little by little, or used to work for the mansions, or I mean the list is very, very long of all the wonderful tales that are told. And it's kind of nice for me. I can come downstairs and enjoy my lunch and ask one question and not have to speak again, and still enjoy the next half an hour to 45 minutes of all the wonderful quips and stories and the never been tolds, which are wonderful to hear. Absolutely.
All right. What else is happening?
So when we come back in September, we've got lots of fun stuff going on. I'm going to give you a little scoop here because the invitations haven't even gone out as of yet. But
you heard it here first.
That's right. To mark your calendars.
When news breaks.
We do it here at WADK. On Wednesday, September 3rd, we'll be inviting all of the candidates to come and join us just before the primary for a cake, coffee, and a meeting with the candidates at the Edward King House. So we'll be inviting all of the folks who are running at the local level and at the state level to come and join us and meet our members. It is not a formal event. There'll be no dais, there'll be no speeches, none of that. It's literally have a cup of coffee, a piece of cake. The entire first floor will be opened up for this particular event where you get to meet and greet the candidates that choose to participate. So if you are a candidate, you are cordially invited and your invitation is coming to you soon. And if you are a member of, if you're a resident of Newport, mark your calendar and come and visit us at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is a free offering. It'll give folks a chance to put a face with a name and in some cases get to know a name that they may not have known before.
Very important too, because as you well know, Carm, I mean, throughout the course of the year, and years, plural, a lot of senior issues, you need to channel those through, a lot of your local and or politicians on just not just the local, but state level as well. So
absolutely,
it's good to get to know them and pick their brain a little bit. And
I do believe that the senior citizen population, just about anywhere, but I've noticed it on the island because we live here, we're 1/3 of the population, senior citizens on the island. We wield the voting power. We wield the economic power. It's our dollar that's being spent, sometimes on things that we don't have any direct connection to. So senior issues are really important. Seniors are concerned about transportation. Seniors are concerned about financial sustainability. Those are two huge components of daily life for any resident here in Newport. And if it's not something that you're concerned about right now because you're young and you're still raising your family, or you're young and you haven't even started your family yet, it's going to be an issue for you later on down the line. So the Today Show told me this morning that I am a member of the last group of baby boomers at the age of 50. And I wasn't quite sure how to handle that news this morning. But, I take that with great pride that indeed my voice matters, and the voices of our 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds, and 80-year-olds, and God bless them, our 90-year-olds, because we're all living so much longer now.
Sure.
Their voices matter, and they have needs, in order to be able to stay in their homes as long as is physically possible. They need a little help to get from one place to another. And these are the folks that created the infrastructure we have today. And now that they're in the golden years of their lives, or the second half of their lives, I think it's more than appropriate that we do what we need to do in order to make sure that they get to stay home and stay as independent as they possibly can for as long as they possibly can. And that includes me, as well as the folks that I serve.
And again, all of the island senior centers are great clearinghouses of information when these issues, arise from time to time. Well, should I talk to Representative Martin? Should I go to Senator Whitehouse? I mean, go to your local senior center, whether you're a member or a senior or not.
Right.
And the reason I say that is because there are a lot of folks that are taking care of their parents, who are the seniors, and perhaps the caregivers aren't, but you're working with these folks to get them the information they need. And
that's right.
If you ever have a question along those lines, anything to do with a senior issue,
any one of the senior centers.
Absolutely.
So don't feel that you have to call the Edward King House. Call Middletown, Portsmouth,
sure.
Tiverton. Absolutely. Give them a call. We may not have the answer for you, but we'll connect you to the place where you're going to hopefully get the answer that you're looking for. And if that doesn't work, call us back and we'll find a plan B. 99% of the time, there is a solution to every problem. It's just finding it when all is said and done. And to leave yourself out there by yourself without somebody to help you along the way. That's really what we're there for.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's see. Well, we've got some of our fantastic classes coming back. In September as well, our intermediate yoga, beginners yoga, chair yoga has become incredibly popular. At the center, we started a new program this summer called Beginners Gyrokinesis with Katie Moorhead. We have a full class of 6 participants in that particular class. That one's held a little bit later on in the day, so we have been experimenting a little bit with trying to attract some of our younger seniors who are still working with some programming later on in the day. So that program runs at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm inviting our teacher friends who are still teaching and not quite at the gate of retirement yet, that we offer this fantastic program that is all health and wellness oriented. But come and join us at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Monday afternoon, or Monday evening, I should say, to start out your week just right. Gyro has a combination of yoga and dance, and there's meditation involved in it, and it's really a fantastic class, and our current members who are participating in it are enjoying every moment of it. So we're very grateful to Katie for bringing that back. Actually bringing it to this center. I think we're the first senior center to offer that particular class. And then, of course, our clubs are all going to be coming back in September. So Florence's Writing Your Family History will return in September. Our knitting club returns in September. Cribbage and bridge and mahjong and Scrabble continue to go strong. And although they're in a smaller format in the summer, they'll be coming back in September as well. Although we are not a school, sometimes it feels like, it's the beginning of our school year, too.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited about all of that. Our classic movie classes will be coming back. Garden Club comes back in September. Our chorus with Christine Langello comes back in September. Tai Chi, of course, with Jessie Harding. It's been such a wonderful staple at the Edward King House, and they'll be taking a break for a couple of weeks, but coming back in September. And then, of course, our annual cocktail party has been scheduled for the last Saturday of September, September 27th. That's one of our big fundraisers of the year, and a chance to really get the juices flowing for members to get reconnected and meet socially at the house. And our huge sponsor for that is the O'Brien's Pub, and we're very grateful for their support and the fantastic committee that puts that particular event together. So we're excited about that. We do have a new event coming up in September. We'll be celebrating Grandparents' Day at the Edward King House on Sunday, September 7th at 1 o'clock. We're going to host a Grandparents' Day tea, where we will encourage our members to bring their grandchildren to the Edward King House and enjoy some tea, and we'll hold free tours for the families so that they can show off their center to their kids and share a little bit of history as well.
Now, I want to just backtrack to Labor Day weekend, your big trip to New York City. Closed on that for reservations, or?
No, we still have spots.
You still have room?
Yep, we still have room. We're 30 days away, actually 29 days away, I guess, from that particular trip, and I have 4 spots available. We're going, but there's still 4 spots available, so if anyone is interested, we still have another week by which you can give us a call. And best deal in town, $299, 3 days, 2 nights, breakfast and dinner included. It's a fully air-conditioned bus tour, harbor cruise, dinner in Little Italy with a show connected to it. Can't beat it.
And
I'm really looking forward to it.
Even if you're a New England sports fan, you can't beat a trip to New York.
That's
I'm sorry,
right.
And
what's great about it, too, is you don't have to be a senior in order to attend this particular trip. So
say again?
You don't have to be a senior citizen in order to, the minimum requirement for the senior citizens has been met. So these extra seats here are open to folks from the community who'd like to participate. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So again, now your hours are per usual, Monday through Friday.
Right. We're still in summer hours right now for the month of August. Thank you. I almost forgot about that, Art. We're 9 to 4, Monday through Thursday. On Fridays, we open at 9 and we close at 2.
Okay.
Just to give a little break to our staff, and it gets relatively warm on a Friday afternoon, and most folks are, hitting the beach or hitting the pool on a Friday afternoon. So we'll go back to our regular hours of 9 to 4, Monday through Friday, come the first week of September, right after Labor Day.
And your shutdown period is?
Shutdown period is the week of the 25th. We will also be closed on the 11th for VJ Day. And we'll be closed on Labor Day itself, on Monday, September the 1st.
Okay. There's that August, well, they call it Victory Day now,
Victory
but
Day,
that always kind of it sneaks up on everybody because it's just one of those.
We forget, we forget about that August holiday. And you're right, it is Victory Day. I sit corrected on that.
And it's our version of Patriots Day in Massachusetts every April, So, all right. Well, with that, we're just about out of time. Anything you need to sneak in before we wrap it up, or?
Nope, we just, great big huge welcome to our new members and welcome back to our renewals, and we're looking forward to a fantastic year with the Newport Circle of Scholars and some great trips here in the month of August. And, take care, be well, be good, be careful, probably in all of those, in that particular order, and then, of course, have fun.
Yeah, all right. Carm, always a pleasure to have you on the program, and we'll do this again real soon, all right?
Sounds good. Thanks, Art.